Wednesday in the Circle of 12. I'm Lee Carroll.
And I'm Monica Morani.
Well, we are back. Happy Wednesday, September 21st.
This is a great date because it is the International Day of World Peace. And earlier this day, many of you may have even participated. Lee and I were part of Tsipi Raz's One Field live experiment focusing on that. World peace.
How long does it take for results to that? I didn't ask that.
Yeah, it will happen in 2 weeks to a month's time where we get the results of that experiment. But I just love the idea of everyone coming together and sending peace into the field for our planet. So let's continue that theme all through this show.
For us to be part of that too.
Yes, yes.
And thanks to all of them that ask us. Well, every Wednesday evening of the year, we come together with special guests, questions and answers, discussions, meditation, and channeling.
I want to ask you, when is the last time you looked at your membership portal? And the reason I say that is because it is packed with lots of things just for you. For example, one of those things is an index. We have every show that we have done, and we've created an index so that you can find your favourite episode, or you can look at what was the channels Kryon gave, what was the Circle of 12 experience, and who was the guest on that program, or even what questions were asked. There's also special music from certain shows. There's special shows just for members, and there's an area for prayer requests and much more.
We often review the chat logs for the show. I don't know if you knew that or not, and we truly enjoy seeing what you have said and how much you've enjoyed the show. We also see that even after almost 2 years of streaming, there's still some internet issues, and sometimes they're frustrating. No sound, that's very, very common. How to turn it on and off, refreshing that may not work. Sometimes this is just because new members are getting used to the interface, but other times it's just the internet that day. So it can happen, even if you've been watching a long time without any problems. Well, if it's on our end, I wanted to tell you, we always will tell you, since our techs are carefully monitoring the quality of the stream, and sometimes that happens as well. But remember, through all of this, all these programs feature replays forever as long as you're a member. And we never limit any of this to a certain point in time.
Now, normally there's no reason why we would ever tell you the number of productions of the shows that we have done.
Yeah, but as you might imagine, we have to keep track of that.
Yes.
And we do, because otherwise we'd lose things. So why would I tell you the production number right now? Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. This production number, this particular show, representing the number of shows that we have done, is number 99.
I love that double digit, 99, and on World Peace Day as well. I think that's very auspicious.
Well, that means that next week, the fourth week of the month, will be a milestone for us, and you can do your math. I know, I'll wait if you want to. It's program 100. So it'll be slightly different, and we wanted to tell you about it so that you can tune in to participate in our celebration of 100 Healing Wednesday shows.
I'm so excited. I can hardly believe next week is going to be our 100th episode, and our guest for that show is going to be a little different to what we normally do. Are you ready? Are you ready to know next week's mystery guest? It's going to be Lee Carroll. I am super excited for this really special opportunity. So let me explain. For the past 3 decades, Lee has been travelling and presenting Kryon, and I've been with Lee for probably the last 10 years or so. And in those weekends, Lee was able to lecture and teach far more than he can do within this 90-minute once-a-week program. So as a result, we wanted episode 100 to be a departure from anything we've normally done on Healing Wednesday, and it's going to allow Lee to talk about himself, which I have to admit he is very reluctant to do so. But he's done this particular version of his story a few times on the road in live conferences. And specifically, there is a story that you should hear. It's the explicit story of how Kryon came to Lee and what happened blow by blow. Many of you don't know that story.
Okay, I now realize that indeed this story is not known by many more than those who attended my personal seminars over the years. And even then, I've only told that entire story, I think 4 times perhaps in the last 10 years. And the story is about what happened to me, going from engineer to spooky guy, and how that happened, what it felt like, and my dialogue with both myself and Kryon as it happened. And that dialogue may surprise you because it wasn't all that compassionate, as you'll see. I regularly made fun of the New Age. Yep. I thought it was ridiculous and only for unbalanced people. And ever had anybody say that to you? So, it's the story of me, ready? Either finding a greater truth or becoming unbalanced. You'll see. Yep. I'm the guest. That's a first for me, and I'm going to tell the entire story during the interview section on next week's program. The story is funny and revealing at the same time. For instance, did you know that when I first heard the word Kryon, I honestly thought I heard the word Krylon. Nobody had heard Kryon before, and I thought it was Krylon, a rust preventative spray paint. Oh, it gets better, and a bit irreverent as well.
And to do this even better, we're going to change how we do the interview. It won't be me exclusively doing this interview. Instead, all the way from Missouri, we'll be joined in this studio right here in California by the guiding force behind Kryon Masters. Who's that, you ask? Well, some of you already know, but for those who don't, this marketing guru is the business partner of Marilyn Harper, and together they share the messages of Adironda and the Council of Light. And in fact, Marilyn's been a guest on one of our past Healing Wednesday episodes. Who am I talking about? Her name is Joy Roby, and most of you may not know that she's actually the owner and operator extraordinaire of Solopreneur Productions. It's a mainstream marketing and self-empowering business. And this is the company that created Healing Wednesday and the entire online presence of Lee and I and the Kryon work. She has taken Kryon to a new level and is responsible for almost everything that you see that involves Lee Carroll and Kryon. I can't wait for Joy to join us here in the studio so you can meet her. And I have a feeling that you'll really enjoy the interview with Lee as he tells us the story of Kryon.
I think the last time I told the full story, and it's quite a story, I was in New Zealand at an indoor amphitheater. I'll always remember that a portion of the audience laughed so hard, one of them fell off his chair, which of course made the rest of them laugh harder. Somebody asked me whether I paid him to fall off the chair, but no, I did not. We don't have room for an audience in our studio, unfortunately, but I'm still going to tell it exactly as it happened, and you can tell me later if you thought it was funny or not, but it'll be great to have Joy with us to laugh for me just in case I need that. But like her name implies, she's very joyful and has been extremely instrumental in everything Kryon is doing online today.
I want to encourage you to tune in early for episode 100. Join the live stream if you can for this special program, which is going to be very different from almost all the others. And Lee and I plan to be in the chat before and after this particular